Have you ever wondered why some people seem to build wealth almost effortlessly, while others work just as hard and never get ahead? What if the answer has been sitting in one of the oldest books ever written? In today's video, we are covering 7 biblical money principles that the wealthy quietly follow. Let's dive in. Principle number 1. Save before you spend. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 8, it talks about the ant and how this tiny little creature spends its summer storing up food so that when winter comes, it is prepared. That is not just a nature lesson, that is a wealth strategy. And think about that for a second. The ant does not wait to see what is left over at the end of the season. It does not save when it feels like it or when it is convenient. It is intentional, it is consistent, and it is always thinking ahead. That is exactly the mindset shift that changes everything when it comes to your finances. Wealthy people treat saving the same way. Before they pay anyone else, they pay themselves first. They set up automatic transfers into a high-yield savings account or multiple sinking funds every single payday. Whether they are saving for emergencies, a vacation, or a future investment, they are always building a cash reserve. And here's the thing about that. That reserve is what gives you freedom when life decides to throw something unexpected at you. Even small amounts saved consistently can turn into thousands over time. A lot of people think they need to be making more money before they can start saving. But that is not how it works. You start with whatever you have. Even if it is $10 or $20 a paycheck, the habit is what matters most in the beginning, not the amount. Because once the habit is built, the amount grows with it. This habit creates margin in your finances, reduces stress, and lets your money start working for you through compound interest. Principle number 2, build wealth slowly. In Proverbs chapter 13, verse 11, it says that wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. We live in a world that is obsessed with overnight success, but most millionaires are not playing that game. They avoid get-rich-quick schemes. Instead, they are investing consistently in diversified portfolios, real estate, or their own businesses. Here is what nobody talks about, though. The reason so many people fall for get-rich-quick schemes is because they are tired. They are tired of feeling behind, tired of watching everyone else seem to get ahead, and they just want a shortcut. And that feeling is completely understandable. But what the enemy of your finances is banking on is your impatience. Because impatience is expensive. They understand the power of compound growth, which is basically your money making money over time. They stick to proven strategies and keep their eyes on long-term gain instead of short-term hype. Things like contributing regularly to a retirement account, investing in index funds, and reinvesting dividends allow wealth to build quietly in the background. Slow and steady does not sound exciting, but it is what actually works. The people who build real, lasting wealth are not the ones chasing every new trend. They are the ones who stayed consistent when it was boring and kept going when it did not feel like it was working. Patience and discipline are the real secrets behind their success. Principle number 3, write down your vision. In the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 2, we are actually instructed to write the vision and make it plain. Successful people understand that clarity creates focus. They set clear, written financial goals with real timelines attached to them. Things like paying off a specific debt by a certain date, saving up a down payment, or investing a set percentage of their income every month. There is actually something powerful that happens in your brain when you write something down. It moves from a wish to a commitment. It becomes real. And when your goals are written down where you can see them regularly, your brain starts working on them even when you are not actively thinking about it. That is not just motivational talk, that is how the mind works. They use tools like spreadsheets, journals, or even a simple whiteboard to track their progress and remind themselves of their why. When your goals are visible, your daily decisions start to naturally align with them. And revisiting that why on a regular basis, whether it is peace of mind, taking care of your family, or leaving a legacy, is what keeps you going through the hard seasons. So if you do not have your financial goals written down anywhere right now, that is actually your first action step coming out of this video. It does not have to be perfect. Just get it on paper. Principle number 4, pursue wisdom over riches. In Proverbs chapter 16, verse 16, it says, "How much better it is to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding rather than silver." Wealthy individuals invest heavily in their own education and personal growth. They are reading books on personal finance and leadership. They are listening to podcasts, attending workshops, and seeking out mentors who have already been where they want to go. They learn from other people's experiences so they can avoid costly mistakes of their own. And this is something that does not get talked about enough. A lot of financial mistakes are not really money problems. They are knowledge problems. People overspend because they never learned how to budget. People avoid investing because they never learned how it works and it feels scary. People stay in debt because nobody ever taught them a strategy to get out. When you invest in your financial education, you are solving the root problem, not just the symptoms. And continuous learning also means doing the inner work. Understanding your own triggers around overspending or financial anxiety empowers you to make healthier decisions. When you invest in wisdom, money becomes a natural byproduct of the sound decisions you are making every single day. Principle number 5, know your numbers. In Proverbs chapter 27, verse 23, it says to be sure you know the condition of your flocks and give careful attention to your herds. In modern-day terms, that means knowing your finances, period. And I want you to really sit with that for a second, because so many people are walking around every single day with no idea what is actually happening with their money. They swipe their card and hope for the best. They avoid looking at their bank account because what they do not know cannot hurt them, right? Wrong. What you do not know is actually costing you more than you realize. High net worth individuals track their income, their expenses, their debt balances, and their net worth. They run their personal finances like a business, reviewing cash flow and making adjustments when needed. And this is not about obsessing over every small purchase. It is about awareness. Using a budgeting app or a simple spreadsheet, they categorize their spending and identify patterns. Regular financial check-ins, whether weekly or monthly, keep overspending in check and make sure money is actually moving toward their goals. Knowing your numbers turns financial management from guesswork into real, confident decision-making. Principle number 6, plan for generational wealth. In 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 14, Paul makes it clear that parents are not supposed to be provided for by their children. It is actually the other way around. Parents are the ones who are supposed to be building and saving for their children. Now, I know that when some people hear the phrase generational wealth, they immediately think that is for rich families. That is for people who already have a lot of money to pass down. But that is not true. Generational wealth is not just about leaving a large sum of money. It is about leaving your children better off than you were. It is about breaking cycles. It is about giving the next generation a head start that you may not have had yourself. Wealthy families take that seriously, and they think beyond their own lifetime. They invest in assets that appreciate in value. They purchase life insurance to protect the people they love. They set up savings accounts and education funds for the next generation. They also do estate planning, creating wills and trusts to make sure their assets transfer smoothly and according to their wishes. And they teach their children about budgeting, saving, and giving, so the next generation is actually prepared. No matter where you are starting from, taking even small steps toward building and transferring wealth can break cycles of financial scarcity for the people who come after you. Principle number 7, practice contentment and generosity. In 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6, we are told that godliness with contentment is great gain. And this one is so important. Many wealthy people actually live below their means. They choose simplicity and freedom over status symbols and appearances. And here is why this matters so much in today's world. We are bombarded every single day with messages that tell us we need more. A bigger house, a newer car, the latest everything. Social media has made it so easy to compare your life to someone else's highlight reel and feel like you are falling behind. But contentment is the antidote to all of that. Contentment does not mean you stop working toward better. It means you are not miserable while you get there. It means you can appreciate what you have right now while still building for what is next. Contentment allows them to focus on what actually matters, which is peace, purpose, and relationships, instead of constantly chasing the next thing. And that gratitude for what they already have, it often opens the door to generosity. Giving, whether through charitable donations, supporting a cause they believe in, or just helping someone in their circle, releases the grip that money can have on your heart. Generosity creates joy and keeps wealth in perspective. And it is worth noting that some of the wealthiest families in the world are also among the most generous. They see their resources as tools to bless other people, not just themselves. And there you have it, 7 biblical money principles that the wealthy quietly follow. These are timeless habits rooted in Scripture that anyone can start applying right now. Let me know in the comments which one hit home the most. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.